An exercise like Swift Response 21 is going to allow a paratrooper to really confirm to himself and everyone that's looking at him that he is truly ready for anything.
It was harder to deploy on this exercise than the exercises from the past because of COVID.
We've isolated for the required period, plus we've isolated when we got here as well. Been inundated with COVID tests and we've all come out negative.
So then once you get your hand up, straight back.
Our platoon was nervous in case we did get a positive COVID test. I was, because it's my first time coming to America. The COVID test out here was, it was pretty tough because they stick it right up your nose compared to like back in England.
Don't feel great. Spot. Once you've done it.
There he is, there he is, there he is. Awesome. And he's done.
Obviously, the weather is, because it's so cold back home, it's more enjoyable training here because of the heat, and it just makes, it's just more enjoyable.
Acclimatising to the weather, I think the first couple of days, we've just took it quite easy, but then we've started ramping up the fitness and stuff like that, just so we can get used to the heat.
So the aim of exercise Swift Response 21 is to test interoperability and strategic projection. What that means is us looking to deliver troops from one continent to the other to respond to an emerging crisis.
So the basic airborne refresher was quite a long day actually, but I think it's quite similar to ours in how we run things.
Alright, you guys are going to get out of the parachute and swap so that everyone's gotten into the parachute.
So you have to work well in a team in the parachute regiment. It goes back from when you're back in the depot. You're always checking each other over.
To using their kit, they have great kit. It is different in ways, and at first you don't like it, but once you get your head around it, I actually do think it's better kit. But on soldiering base, I think we're just a bit ahead of him.
Interoperability training is really important to make sure that we're ready to go to answer the call, where it to come to face any sort of emerging crisis from anywhere across the world in a short space of time. So really important for airborne forces to do these type of exercises and prepare for them effectively.
They put you in like a tower, you have to jump out, and the one back at Bryce Norton, you jump out and you just fall to the bottom and bang out a roll. There's, you've got to leap out, it drags you on a line, and you have to do your count correctly. You then check your canopy, and then you have to make out you've got a fault, and you literally pull it. and I think that's as close as you can get to doing it for real.
So interoperability is getting after our ability to use US equipment and equally help the US members that we're working with utilise UK kit should they need to on the field of battle.
I've never jumped C-17 before, so it was quite a different experience. I mean, it was a massive plane, and to see that many people on it, it was like, a little bit mind-blowing.
Because it was American jumps, and I haven't jumped American since 2005, with the new kit and equipment, jumping out of a different plane, I'll be honest with you, slightly nervous, but as soon as I got on that plane, my adrenaline kicks in, nerves go straight out the window. I've got my men behind me. I always try and make sure I'm like first man. I look behind me and you've got the privates that aren't as experienced, and I can see how worried they are. So then I feel like, that's when the leadership comes and takes over you.
When you're in there sitting waiting for the green light to go on, and there's so many emotions, and it's just so quick at the time when you get on the plane and you get to the door and then you jump in. It's just a different experience.
Hit your on the other side, hit the other side.
We had a day, we had like a competition which the Americans set up, the 82nd Airborne, and we were supposed to, we were placed against an American, and we were supposed to work as a team, but because of every reg bloke wants to finish first, it became a competition really.
There was one of us, one UK soldier and one American soldier, and we had a certain number of tasks to complete.
Again, I appreciate all the effort you guys put out this morning. It was a good time. Thanks to all the Paras for coming out here and letting us slow you down. It was It's a good time. We're doing the right thing and living the values that we want to promote. Thank you guys very much, and for both of you guys. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. I'm going to try to pin this to Earl's chest here, but he doesn't have any. His partner must have shaped it so they were faster before they went out there.
I do think the legacy is important, because you build the bonds, and the bonds have been brought back from World War II. So I think keeping and building on these bonds that we have with the United States, it's second to none. I think we work quite well.
It's massively important. It goes all the way back to World War II, where we worked together to, you know, defeat the enemy of the world, all the way up to my experience, my calling to join the army really, which was 9/11. Before I joined the army, I remember that happening on TV, and I'm sure like many people in my generation, and from there, from Iraq, I'm the 2 tours off of Afghan. I've worked with the Americans, and yeah, it's just a brotherhood, and the culture will always be there for each other.
Hey guys, that's awesome from Sheps right there. Look, we got some legacy right here behind us. Sheps talked about the legacy. We're going to continue to build some of that legacy today. All right, we're going to continue on the field over there. We'll play some rugby, we'll play some American football, whatever else you guys want.
So it's really important we try and parachute across these large distances, in this case the US to Estonia, to confirm that we can do it.
So I'm looking forward to jumping into Estonia. I never have jumped into an exercise with a full kit, and it's going to be at night. So when we jump in and land, I have to get our bearings out and find where we have to go in the night.
For the young lads to, you know, work with the Americans, go as a joint force, moving across continents, to then jump in at night, yeah, with all your kit, not knowing where you're going to land, to then get ready to go do our mission and achieve it.
Once that parachute door opens and he's moving towards the exit, it will be up to him to start stitching together and fighting problems in the air, on the descent, on the DZ, on his own, until he can marry up with his buddy, his colleagues, to start achieving the overall objectives of the mission. Defender 21 is a huge exercise with many more aspects going on around swift response. It's not just about parachuting activity, it's about logistical support, movement of armoured tanks and heavy equipment, both by land, sea and air. So we will have troops, equipment, working across Croatia, Albania, Germany, and a whole host of other different countries as part of the Defender 21 series.